Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Putty and welcome to the 19th annual edition of the Rip Chord Invitational Challenge. Tonight, 8 men will clash. Only one will come out on top. Some of these men have already gone through 2 rounds of qualification. Everyone, aside from 2 actually, have at least had 1 match. Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bracket for the 2024 Rip Chord Invitational final rounds. Austin Smooth will take on the King of Snake Style. Frosure takes on the triple threat Davis Wayne Newton. Robin DeLay takes on the underdog Gary Walker. And Chris Flynn takes on the legacy Mr. Lucha. Huge matchups tonight. And remember, for those of you who did not watch Day 1 yesterday, the winner of the tournament this year gets a shot at whatever Confederation of the Territories title they wish. That includes regional and world level titles. That includes singles and tag level titles. It really is your pick of whatever title could possibly pick your fancy. It is the greatest opportunity in professional wrestling today, and everybody is going to want it. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 8 men will clash. It's going to be huge. Also, in our little mid-round filler, we're going to be having a tag team championship match as Marvelous Marv Statler teams with his Team Progress compatriot Logan Wolfsbaine to take on the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions, Terry Dale and Clinton Adams, Ouddi-gun, the greatest Asian American tag team in history. And it is going to be a big night for professional wrestling. We are here at the Mall Zone. I almost called it the MAW Zone, but no, at the Mall Zone for Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Rip Chord Invitational 19. It's big. It's bad. Let's do it. And we start things off with the King of Snake Style, Snake King, trying to bring the pain, bring the fury to Easy Money Austin Smooth, the beating heart of professional wrestling. But Austin Smooth just too slick, too passionate, too technically adept for the King of Snake Style to take down. We got the King of Snake Style, of course, is a Rudo, is a base. So he's a very technical luchador, has a very slick amount of technical maneuvers. But Austin Smooth is one of the best technical wrestlers on the circuit today, and he's able to go toe-to-toe with the King of Snake Style. He's able to go toe-to-toe with Snake King and really out-wrestle him tonight at the Rip Chord Invitational, picking up the victory in the quarterfinals and becoming our first semi-finalist. Big victory for Austin Smooth, who is hoping tonight to become a 2-time winner of this tournament. He will join such people as, I believe, Cameron Vesey won it twice. I think George Wolf definitely won it twice. I think Findlay O'Faraday won it twice. Nobody's ever won it 3 times. So Austin Smooth would join a very exclusive list of people who have only won it twice. So that's it'd be a big accomplishment if Austin can pull that off tonight. He's only 2 matches away at the Rip Chord Invitational 19. In our next match, of course, we have 2 very, very, very well-acquainted individuals, Frosure and Davis Wayne Newton, who have gone at it a number of times, former friends, former allies, formerly on very, very good terms. They used to travel together quite a bit, and Davis Wayne Newton started to drift towards the dark side, started to have a more vicious attitude, started to cut a few more corners, and it seemed like Frosure was starting to bring Davis Wayne back into the fold, was starting to make him see the light almost. But Davis Wayne kind of snapped during a feud with Logan Wolfsbaine and has never really looked back since, always cutting corners, always being a bit of a bastard, and tonight is no different. Frosure tries to tries to use those bombshell fists of his, tries to take it to his old friend Davis Wayne Newton, passionate, fiery strikes that we're used to seeing from the Californian coastal zone striker Frosure. But Davis Wayne Newton cuts corners once again, pops Frosure with some brass knuckles, rolls him up for the victory, and once again Frosure is screwed out of a huge opportunity via shenanigans. And after the match, Davis Wayne Newton picks up the microphone and says, Fro, why do you keep trying so hard? Fro, look at me. I know I haven't been the most successful man in the world. I know I haven't been Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Champion. I know I haven't been World Heavyweight Champion. But I'm happy. Can't you see that I'm happy? I'm settled with myself. I go out there every night, I get some wins, I get some losses, and I feel comfortable with who I am, Fro. Yeah, you're out there, night in, night out, trying to be something better, trying to hold up these values, and every single time you get your ass kicked. Stop trying so much, Fro. I see it in your eyes. I see it in every time we wrestle. You could be just like me. We could dominate this place, Fro, together. If you just lost your inhibitions, if you lost control just for a little bit, me and you, we can make it to the top. We could be the best anybody has ever seen. You and me, we could destroy everyone and everything. And after everything you've gone through, Fro, you lost your house, you lost your wife, you lost your kids to this business. Don't you want to burn it down a little bit? Don't you want to look straight into the face of Bossman Brayfield and think, I've pissed you off today? Don't you want to just see the world burn just a little bit, Fro? Take my hand, Fro. Join me. And Frosure looks at it for a second and just slaps it and walks away. Frosure, of course, still a paragon of integrity. He's not going to join up with Davis Wayne Newton. But he is out of the tournament, and Davis Wayne Newton is not. As we move on to our third quarterfinal match, and Robin DeLay takes on Gary Walker. Gary Walker, of course, last night had a huge upset victory over Dewey, the Architect Archer. And tonight, he has to face up against another huge obstacle in Robin DeLay, naturally superior to almost everybody on the roster just because of his physical attributes, genetically bred to be a monster. And he works hard to make sure he lives up to those expectations. First person in the gym, last to leave. 265 pounds, one of the biggest men on the roster. An absolute freak of nature is Robin DeLay. And he's able to use that strength. He's able to use that power to wear down Gary Walker. But Gary Walker, he has that heart. He has that passion. He's not going to be worn down easily by Robin DeLay. Fires back into the match. Fires back in to fight Robin DeLay. Punch for punch. Going toe-to-toe with one of the biggest men on the roster is Gary Walker. Really spirited. Ooh, I ran out of air, clearly. I'm not a very fit individual. Clearly a very spirited performance from Gary Walker tonight. Really taking it to the Team Progress member. And in the end, despite that spirit, despite that passion, despite that fury that Gary Walker brings, Robin DeLay is just physically stronger, physically faster, and just more of a specimen. And he's also at the peak of his game, Robin DeLay. He's really getting into that athletic part of his life where he really is just on top of his game. And in the end, his punches are just stronger than Gary's. His throws are just more aggressive. And Gary Walker should be very, very happy to have made it to the quarterfinals tonight. A huge upset for him, a huge underdog moment. But he's unable to stand in there with a guy like Robin DeLay, who picks Gary Walker up for the Dally Down. Monstrous powerbomb. Big victory. Robin DeLay moves on to the semifinals, where he will face Mr. Lucha, who defeats Chris Flynn in an athletic contest. These two go hold for hold in a great technical wrestling contest, but Mr. Lucha is able to take advantage of Chris Flynn's bum leg, working it down, working it over, and finally picking up a big win with a ankle lock, which just stretches a little too far for Chris Flynn to handle. Mr. Lucha will meet Robin DeLay in the semi-finals. I'm not sure how I structured the show. There might be an angle up next, or there might be a match, so I'll hold off a second. Yeah, we're straight into the semi-finals as Austin Smooth takes on Davis Wayne Newton. And Austin Smooth and Davis Wayne Newton have a very technical match. These two very slick, technical wrestlers. Davis Wayne Newton working with an injury at the moment in shoot. So this match is a little bit slower paced than you're used to, but it's a very simple technical wrestling match. Davis Wayne Newton doesn't do anything stupid, and Austin Smooth picks up the victory with a smooth hold. Austin Smooth right on the cusp of becoming a two-time Rip Chord Invitational winner. I think he would be the first outsider to do that. I think everybody else who's accomplished that was a full-time member of the Mid-Atlantic roster. Austin Smooth, of course, representing Freedom Caribbean Wrestling tonight, would be a huge scalp for him, picking up a second Rip Chord Invitational Challenge win. But of course, he has to get past the next man in a very, very good match. Great wrestling. Decent reaction from the crowd. Mr. Lucha and Robin DeLay go at it. Mr. Lucha, of course, trying to mix in high, fast energy Lucha Libre with really, really, really solid technical wrestling. whereas Robin Delay just trying to punch his way out of a paper bag against Mr. Lucha. Very traditional technical wrestler / high flyer versus striker match where Mr. Lucha is just trying to take Robin Delay's power and use it against him. You know, a mixture of innovative, high-flying moves and some technical basics to try and wear Robin Delay down, trying to stop him from using that furious striking combination that really puts people out of their game. But in the end, of course, Robin Delay, like we said in the last match, is just a physical specimen, just able to absolutely fire back against the luchador. Punch after punch, elbow after elbow, big boot to send Mr. Lucha to the ground. Mr. Lucha, that passionate legacy that he is, won't be kept down easily and fires back up no matter how many times he gets sent to the ground. But he is getting brutalized tonight by the Team Progress alum. Oh, not alum, actually. He's still a member of Team Progress, Robin Delay. I'm very confused because, of course, we got Deadly Dean, who's now an alum, and George Wolf, who's now an alum, and Papa Dan, who's now an alum. But no, Robin Delay is still a full-fledged member of Team Progress, still on side with his brothers, Logan Wolfsbaine and marvelous Marv Statler, and he picks up the victory with his massive, monstrous powerbomb. This time he does it from the top rope, sending the luchador down to the mat, crushing his chances at winning the Rip Chord Invitational, and Robin Delay will move on to the finals to take on Austin Smooth. But before that, we have a tag team championship match. Marvelous Marv Statler and Logan Wolfsbaine representing Team Progress taking on Ouddi-gun, the greatest Asian American tag team in history, the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. And of course, Ouddi-gun just showed their tag team prowess tonight. Marv and Logan try to use their singles status to kind of overwhelm Ouddi-gun, but Ouddi-gun are just clearly the better tag team, and they're able to use their tags better, they're able to use their tag team maneuvers better, they're just able to out-wrestle Marv and Logan in the tag team wrestling plane, and in the end they pick up the victory with their patented Dragon Rising, making the first defense of their Mid-Atlantic tag team titles. A very impressive debut year for Ouddi-gun, picking up the tag team titles, picking up the Sam Keith Classics, and now beating the World Heavyweight Champion. Huge victory for them. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event of the evening as we head to the interview area where Robin Delay gets on the mic and he says, "I am part of a wrestling legacy. And ever since I've got into this business, I've always been told that I've been destined for great things." I tend to shrug that off, right? I tend to ignore what people have always said about me. I tend to just hope that I can get ahead on my own back. Ever since I was a kid, I trained harder than anybody else. I was the first guy in the gym. I took all my supplements. I dieted harder than anybody else. And, you know, I worked so hard to look the way I do. And now when I get into professional wrestling, I work so hard to be able to put on performances that people would be proud of. Tonight I have an opportunity to be the guy. To destroy another man, just like I destroyed Mr. Lucha. Just like I destroyed Gary Walker. And I want to give respect to Gary Walker, who had a hell of a night tonight. And should be proud of even getting here. That is no disrespect. Absolutely, congratulations to that man. He's earned it. And, you know, as much as I disagree with him on principle, as much as he has had bad blood with my mentor, Logan Wolfsbaine, he earned my respect tonight. But I destroyed him, and I destroyed Mr. Lucha, and I've got one man left, and his name is Austin Smooth, and I will destroy him as well. I will destroy anybody who gets in my way, because I will be the best, and the path to that greatness is paved with the bodies of my enemies, and I will destroy each and every one of them. I am unstoppable, I'm at the peak of my game, and ain't nobody gonna take my glory away from me. And before he leaves, Papa Dan bumps into him and says, Hey Robin, I'm Papa Dan. You're not the man you used to be. You're stronger, wiser, and freer than you ever used to be. But now, you have come to the crossroads of destiny. It is time for you to choose, Robin. It is time for you to choose good. You think on that, Robin. Robert Delay looks at him again, very, very confused, and Papa Dan's actually coming down to ringside to watch the match, and Robin Delay also makes his entrance. But before that, Austin Smooth is in the interview area, and he says, I gotta respect you, Robin Delay. You've gone through 4 rounds if you count qualifiers of this tournament, and you've come to the end. I have to give you a mad amount of respect. You have been one of the hottest rising stars in the business, and if James Diaz is anything to go by, we need to respect the hottest rising stars in this business, because they can take you by surprise and earn some absolutely massive victories. But what you're looking at now, Robin, is proven greatness. Proven money. My name is Easy Money Austin Smooth, and I gotta tell you, I am smooth. I'm not gonna call myself the wrestling machine, but you're damn straight I'm gonna call myself the best there's ever been, because I am the beating heart of professional wrestling. I've won this tournament before, and I was oh so unlucky to have to go up against one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in my Mid-Atlantic Wrestling title shot afterwards. Tonight, I'm not going to be so unlucky. I'm going to beat you, Robin DeLay, because I'm just that damn good. And then I'm going to move on to the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Championship. I'm going to beat James Diaz, and I'm going to finally win the greatest regional championship in all of professional wrestling. Get ready, Robin, because I'm going to out-wrestle you till the cows come home. Austin Smooth heads to the ring, and it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our massive main event of the evening, which, all things considered, does disappoint. In a decent match, Robin DeLay defeats Austin Smooth by pinfall with a delay down. Austin Smooth tries to out-wrestle Robin DeLay, tries to use those slick holds, the kind of stuff we've seen in the past from Ernest Youngman, to try and wear down the big man, try and wear down his legs, get away, slow him down just enough so he can get barely anything done. But honestly, he should have studied. He should have studied his tape. He should have looked at the earlier matches tonight, because Mr. Lucha tried to do exactly the same thing, but Robin DeLay is too physically impressive. He can break out of holds that other people would have to escape out of, because he's just that damn big. He's that damn strong. He works that damn hard, and he really is a natural specimen. He is a freak of nature, and every single smooth hold that Austin tries to lock on is broken out of by the big man, is broken out of by the legacy, and he's able to use those bombshell fists of his, Robin DeLay, to brutalize Austin Smooth and send him into those ropes, scuttling away with absolute and utter ferocity. And then Robin DeLay picks Austin Smooth up for the monstrous powerbomb. DeLay down, and Robin DeLay lifts the trophy, and a huge victory. This actually marks the last singles competitor in Team Progress's long illustrious history to pick up the Rip Chord Invitational Challenge title. If you discount the Ring Generals and you discount Papa Dan, all three of the original members of Team Progress have now won this trophy. Robin DeLay, Logan Wolfsbaine, and George Wolf twice. Huge victories for these guys, and of course Robin DeLay is going to join. Now there's a dynamic you got to consider now, though, because Robin DeLay has the opportunity to face James Diaz. He has the opportunity to face Logan Wolfsbaine, or all the other regional champions across the territory. So it's going to be an absolutely huge. Actually, he has a chance to face Mr. Lucha for the Campeonato de Universal, who he beat earlier tonight. So there's a lot of dynamics to see where Robin DeLay's championship match is going to go. We knew Austin Smooth was going to challenge James Diaz. We knew that going in, but we didn't know what Robin DeLay was going to do. DeLay has the title shot. We're going to find out next time at the Wrestling Classic with the big championship ceremony at the end. We're also going to be having a tag team championship match, as Devil May Care are going to get their rematch in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Join me then. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Check out the rest of the series. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're feeling especially generous and particularly like the episode, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. If you want to hear me ramble on Twitter, there's a link to that in the description too. Let me know what you think about the 16/14 man format this year, if it should continue next year. I think it is anyway, and I don't think you're going to be able to get the feedback to me in time to change it. But let me know what you think anyway. I'd be interested. If you tell me it's terrible, then I might change it by 2026, if we're still recording in 2026. I currently have plans to take some time off after we finish 2025. That would be about 121, 122 episodes, and it would be 10 years in the game, which I think is reasonable. And if we can do that, if we can wrap up around there, then I think we'll be in good shape. So join me next time for the 99th episode of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. It's actually the 100th episode if you count episode 0. So it's a big episode, and we're going to be learning where Robin DeLay's championship match is going to go. I hope you guys will join me then, and if you do, I'll see you guys then.